Hello everyone and good afternoon. Welcome back to Love to Inspired Handmade with Christina. Today is March 6th of 2026 and I'm thrilled to be back here to show you this fun little box here. Check that out. It is such a great size. It's a large thin box, and so with it you have the little, this is how it poses, and then when you open it up, so to kind of give you a visual, when you buy those long envelopes and they're in the box or whatever, this is equivalent to that size. So this would be perfect for some large slimline cards, all kinds of fun little treats, for maybe a small blouse or some, like if you had a baby shower, you could put like the little wash rags or onesies. This would be so cute for so many different things. You could change it up. I was really wanting to hone in on, St. Patrick's Day is coming up, and I wanted to use my little fun stamp, because I haven't got to use it lately. And this is where the good luck comes from. And then of course I'm using the Lovely Blossoms designer paper along with the little flower. All you're going to need is a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock, a designer series paper that matches, and maybe your fun stamp or however you want to decorate the front. Get a paper trimmer out and we will put the camera down and get started. So here we go. Now I'm using the two-tone cardstock because I would normally use the regular cardstock for this, my 12 by 12, because it's thicker. This is a little bit thinner, but it's already all packed away, and I do have this out and available, so we're going to use it this way. Now get your paper trimmer, and you're going to score one side at 1.5. And then you'll move it down and do it again at 10.5. Now you're going to rotate this around, and on this next side there's quite a few score lines. So you'll do your first one at 3/4. Make sure I get it lined up just how I need to. Then you will do 1.5. See if I can get this right the first time. 5.25, 6.75, 10.5, and then 11.25. All right, so I'm not sure if you can see my score lines, but that's how it looks right now for you. Let me move this down for you. Da-da-da. Okay, now the next thing is to get your designer series paper, and you'll need 2 of them, but cut those at 8.5 by 3.25, and you can just set those to the side for now. I'm going to get my paper snips out now, so that way I will show you how we're going to trim it. We're going to start from the center fold here, right here on these 2 ends, and you're going to cut on the score line all the way to the next score line. You're going to cut from the bottom to the score line, and then just at a diagonal cut from the inside over to give that little flap, just little snip. You will do that on both sides, just like so. Flip it over. Do this again. And so that's how it will look right now. Now we're going to work on the 4 corners. So go ahead and turn it this way, and we're going to cut up from the bottom to the score line, and you'll have 2 little flaps here, but you're going to go ahead and do the same thing. Cut that little slant out right there, And then you're going to take this first little notch out, just like so. Do the same thing on this other side. I'm going to cut it. Well, so that's how it'll look. Now let's rotate it and do the same thing on the opposite side. And that is all the trimming that you'll be doing on here. We're using almost every bit of this piece of cardstock. That's why the box is so large. But I love that, right? Like, it's just nice to have a big enough box to fit things in. Okay, so this is how your template should look. Now next you'll want to go ahead and you can attach your designer series paper to the top of your box. So let me get my multi-purpose glue and I'm going to go around this real lightly and I'm going to add it right in the center. Whoop. You know what? I don't think this is the right size. I didn't cut it the right size. Hold please. No, whatever was I thinking? I hate this because I'm gonna now mess up my, yeah, I made this way too big. Okay, it needs to be at 3 1/4. I made it at 3 3/4. Look at me. Okay. Gonna make a mess here. It's already added some glue. Y'all ever do that? Have that uh-oh moment? It's no harm, no foul, other than I probably have glue on my cardstock now. I do. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm gonna let that get good and dry, and then I'm gonna bring my little eraser over and I'm gonna try to get that glue off. So then that way it's not sticky on that side. I guess I should have just went ahead and left it alone now that I had that glue on there. But it's okay, we're going to roll with the video. Okay, so now that I have this on there like that, now you get to fold this fun thing together. So flip it over and you've got your little flaps here, right? So we are going to put adhesive on this, both of these, and then you're going to put adhesive on these two sides because when you fold the thing together, it will all come together. I guess before this would make sense, we start folding and gluing. Let's go ahead and fold your score lines because that makes a lot of sense. You want everything to easily go together, right? I mean, you don't want to have to try to do that when you're putting your box together. Okay, now we're back. So let's go ahead and add our adhesive and we will simply fold this up. Use your Snell adhesive, use your glue, do whatever you like to use on here. Now I am using my glue because it is, I've about mastered it, you know, you don't want to put too much, but you want to make sure that you have just enough. Okay, so when you put this together, this little guy is going to come in. What am I doing? I don't know. Oh yeah, okay, no? This goes on the outside, no. Well, I guess I just put the glue on the wrong one altogether. I should have put the adhesive on the back side of that flap. I am getting way ahead of myself. All right, so fold your thing up. I'm gonna have some sticky on the inside of my box here. Little mishap, but we're going to work with it. But it should just fold right up together nicely. This because this cardstock's thinner, it's like I have to be like super gentle with it, okay? So now you have this flap going on here, right? You've got this where it's gonna fold in like this. And then you also have these two little flaps here. Now with these two little flaps, let's go ahead and do those real fast so that your box will come together. So what you're gonna do with it is, let me turn it this way so maybe you can see. I have the little slant on one side, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that on this other side. But then you're going to just take your snips and go straight down the middle with a cut, and then just give both sides a slant, okay? And do the same thing on the other side. So I'm gonna give this one a slant, and that one. Then cut right down the center, just like so. So that's how that will be. Now when you fold your flaps down, these will go inside of it. So it almost like secures it down so that your box goes together. Now, on the top here, we had our little hole. Now the simplest way to do that is, I have my little oval punch here. And so take a scrap piece of paper and punch you out an oval. Now you just sit this in the center. I'm gonna move this one out of the way. And you just take your little pencil and kind of give some marks. So then that way ideally it will all line up in the center. So you unfold it, keep this little piece right here folded in like that, and then take your oval punch and punch both sides. Now let's see, when you fold it down, now you have your little perfect lined up hole. Isn't that great? I love it. Okay, so now let's do our decorating for the outside of the box, which I'm really thrilled to show you about this. So let's set him to the side, and I'm gonna get my little foam pad over here and some white cardstock. And I've got my little flower from the Lovely Moments here. It's this one right here. I'm using him. And I've got the dies for a leaf here, because I'm also going to be using the die for that and that, okay? So let me get my secret C. And I'm going to be stamping 2 of those. And before I cut it out, I'm going to use some old olive. And I'm going to just use a little sponge dauber, kind of give the inside of my flower without coloring it completely in. I'm getting a little jiggy with it here. It's fine. So now I've got the inside color. What? Okay. So now let's move our cutting machine over here. I don't use this very often in the video. You see my hot mess I got going on over here? It's all the things. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll cut this out real quick. Let me roll it around to find where it goes. Well, goodness. All right, we got one cut out. Let's do the other one. We will also need this little guy for our sentiment. So I'm gonna go ahead and add him to the equation. Give it a good little cut. I love it. Okay, we gotta do one more thing. Let me set them to the side. And we will pull out some of my old olive cardstock. And we will cut out a couple of leaves. Get my little piercer. We will cut this out. Put one more. Okay. Now let's set this out of the way. We will come back down to where y'all can see, and we will assemble. Well, let me get this off. All right, so one more thing. Let's go ahead and take this, and we are going to stamp on it. Now with this, we're going to be using the Good Luck with our cute little clover. And I'm stamping it in some Secrecy. Ta-da! Perfect. And then I'm gonna grab the old olive to add just a little bitty adorable clover. Just like that. Cuteness! Okay. So let's move this out of the way. Now I ended up using, this is something new I've started doing and I like it. If you have a whole lot of embellishments that, you know, maybe you haven't used all of or whatever, this is going to be perfect. So grab them out, the coordinating colors, if you really like the way this looks. Let me see. I've just got them everywhere. So you see how I ended up taking like inside the flower and all through here? I'm just randomly putting coordinating colors in it. I just think it's really cute and it gives a pop and it's just something that's extra different. So before we do that, let's go ahead and assemble our flower. And the reason I ended up cutting out 2 of them is because I wanted to, how I layered this to kind of give it depth and dimension there. So I'm going to use one of them for the base and then I'll do the other one for the top. So just take your bone folder and go ahead and use one of your flowers and kind of curl it up or something, you know, that if you have a pencil or something, it just kind of, you want to curl it really well. Now you can bring even more depth to your flowers if you do cut out maybe 3 of these. So then that way, instead of just having the one, you can just kind of layer it together and it really gives a different dimension to the flower. It's super cute. I attach it with a dimension. You can also take like a little brad and poke a hole in and then add it that way. Is another great way. Now I off center it just like so, so that way it's kind of, you know, it's just cute. I like how, I really dig how it looks. With my petal or my leaves, I'm just going to add just a tad bit of glue. I'm not going to be wanting these to be down flat. I want them to have a little bit of their own loose texture. So just kind of put them together like that and then give me a little bit more glue because I'm going to add it to the back of my flower. Now when I put the flower onto the box, it will be flat. So just kind of put them on there however you see fit. All right, now let's go ahead and take, let's see, this little guy, and we will start adding a couple of little flowers, a couple of little embellishments before we really start attaching it to the box. And just bear with me, like when you start seeing it go together, I mean, there's not really a particular order for everything. It's just, you know, it's just there. I don't know. So have you tried, or what do you think about like this idea? Is this something that you would want to try? Like, you know, pull out those embellishments and create. Actually, what I really want to know is what would you put in this big old box? I mean, it is, I don't know if you can grasp just how really good size it is. It's not like my typical little treat holders that I usually pull together. It's got some room in it. So I can't wait to put something in there. Okay, there's that one. Can you see that? Isn't that cute? Da, da, da. Okay, anyway, take your box, whichever side you want to be the front. I'm going to use this one because I do have that fun patch of glue going on over there on the other side that I've got to get off. And I'm just going to add him right there. And then with the good luck, I'm going to use dimensionals to put it on. Give me 3 dimensionals. And then just about where you want it to be. I really thought it needed some string, so I pulled a couple of the baker's twine here, and I've wanted to do a tie bow just to kind of give it some extra. Now this one color is like a dark green. I'm not sure which color it might be. Maybe it's a mossy meadow, I don't know, but it still has a little bit of green texture to it. So why not? And I'm going to use, typically I would pull a glue dot from this and stick it on there, but I'm going to use a little bitty piece of a dimensional and just kind of dangle him on so that he fits right there in the back of the box. Cute! Okay, so now all you do is take your embellishments and you start attaching them. Now remember, when you're doing this, it's always fun to do like odd numbers, not your even, when you're attaching them. So I kind of just go 2, 1, sometimes I'll do 5. I mean, it just kind of depends on how you want to add them onto a box or whatever it is you're creating. I kind of just roll with it and see what I think looks best. I'm trying to, I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Goodness. 3. So you just start adding them on too. Like, I try not to overthink it too much, but you'll kind of just add it to where you see fit. Hopefully this is coming together where you have a visual of, there ain't nothing left on that one, you guys. That's okay. And you want to add to a little bit of contrast to it, so then that way it brings it out and pops. Now that's where this one comes in at, because I ended up using the white to really pull it out. You know, it brings your eye back into it, because with it being such a dark color, you kind of lose sight of what you're creating here. So that just kind of brings your eye back down to what you're doing. Sure, that's not. I'm gonna go ahead and add these blues, the Secret Sea. I don't know if you'll be able to see it real well this time around. Okay, now I'm second guessing. I was just rolling with this, and now I'm like, what do I do? Okay. Anyway, there you go. I have created 2 very adorable little good luck boxes. Ta-da! So cute. Anyway, I really do hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you tune back in next Friday, March 13th of 2026 at 4 p.m. for me to come and show you something new and exciting. Be watching my blog. I will be uploading all these measurements again along with the video, so that you can go back and rewatch. And if you're interested, go look into the descriptions. You'll find links where you can go purchase some of this stuff as well, and if you want to create just what I have done with you today. Y'all be blessed. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave me a comment and say hello, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.